So you want to be a squad automatic gunner? Here's some things you need to know. What's up, guys? It's Nasty. Today we're talking about playing the role of a gunner for your squad. Here's some things you should know about playing this role, either before you buy a SAW 240 M60, or if you have one and you're just kind of more interested into seeing how things are done different to the way you play. One thing to note: once you start playing, these things get real heavy. You know, carrying around your house, you know, clearing your little house. Everybody does it. We know you do. It's whatever. Oh, I could play with this for 9 hours. Yeah, well, until you do so, it's a whole different thing. These things are heavy. It gets very annoying, especially if you have a 1-point sling hanging off your vest like I do. It's just a pain. You learn how to play with it, but it's a big deal. Second thing is you are going to be chewing through ammo like it's nothing. Sure, you play with an AR, AK, whatever it is, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm not that trigger happy or whatever, but when you get one of these things and you are now fully allowed to just start laying some hate, you're going to be chewing through some ammo very quickly, so always have some extra with you. Third thing is battery. I've harped on batteries, I do it all the time, but having a decent to very nice LiPo style battery to constantly feed this thing with power, because they will eat and chew through a standard battery all day. So make sure you get yourself a nice beefy battery, whether it's recommended or not. If you want to take the risk to put a big old beefy battery to one of these things, and it'll do you a lot better. So if you're kind of just a run and gun kind of player, and you just like to be sprinting everywhere, you know, run to cover, leave cover, this, yeah, this is not your role. Granted, you can in short bursts and short times needed, but this is not the main goal. Trust me, I've tried. It ain't happening. This is definitely a role that you post yourself somewhere, or if you have a squad lead or a team lead of just whoever you're playing with, posts you up somewhere and just tells you cover this funnel, or you cover this, that. That's basically your job. Fourth thing to keep a big eye out for is your box bag. Now, some of the newer style squad automatic guns will have multiple box mags you can go and purchase. But if you're like me and have basically a 13-year-old rifle that they kind of do and kind of don't make box mags for anymore, you got to be careful. You got to treat these things well. The motors will eventually die in them. The wiring will just start to corrode just from being outside in the environments. These don't seal the best to keep that from happening. And so just think about that too. So out of the box, sometimes these things will push high FPS limits, 400 plus. Sometimes they don't. So let's think about this, right? Let's say out of the box your gun shoots 350, 375, give or take, between the gram of BB you're using. Cool. Now I can play CQB if allowed that range of speed. Most of the time it's around 350, but let's say you have a full size. You ain't moving through tight areas with a full size SAW 240 or something like that. Now you're thinking about having to convert your gun to a para-style rifle. But just keep in mind, on your para-style rifles, you're not going to have the distance and accuracy you would with a full size or full length barrel. If your field, your local field, or the milsim you plan on going to has a FPS cap for close CQB combat, that's something you're going to have to think about too, especially if you have a hot firing rifle. You're going to have to carry a sidearm or another rifle if allowed, and that's just going to add more weight to you. So think about that. If you know you're going somewhere that's going to have a lot of CQB and you're going to want to do a lot of room clearing, you might have to just take that hit, downgrade your spring, because it's the easiest downgrade you can do to get that lower FPS limit so you can room clear if you want to. Now it's time to upgrade the outside, the external parts, right? So in my case, I had a full-size SAW. I was able to take the front barrel extension off, flash hider, para style, right? Shorten the barrel, cut the barrel down, the inner barrel down. You know, you can get your lower, upper rails for the SAW. You can even get the dust covers that have that Picatinny rail on it to put your optics. You can get buffer tubes, or you can get the para-style bus stock. And then at that point, you can put on your, your foregrips, you can put on your lasers, your flashlights, your optics. You can do whatever to it. So when you have one of these rifles and you're going to carry it with you, I'd highly recommend a 2-point sling. The weight distribution is a lot nicer than a single point pulling straight down off however you have your single point. Now, because of the way I've put mine together, I have multiple attachment points to put a 2-point. I just would highly recommend getting a 2-point sling, finding somewhere to attach it, or making an attachment for the 2-point, so the weight distribution is a lot nicer than having it on a single point sling. With all that being said, playing this role for me personally is probably the funnest. There's really nothing like it, because at least in my experience with the people I've played with, you're kind of the go-to guy for most things. Your kit usually carries most of what everybody needs, at least in my
checking in
situation. You're the player who's most of the time going to be called upon to just start laying down just a load of fire. And trust me, it's fun, especially when you're in a pin down situation and you need someone who can just hold the trigger. No one's going to say anything to you. Like, it's just the best thing. So your role is very important. So if your squad or your team needs to make a maneuver or needs to move somewhere and needs to do it quick, that's when they call upon you, man. Just start laying down a lot of fire. Let's say there's a road we need to cross, and there's been a lot of crossfire coming from that road. Well, they're going to call upon the guys with saws, 240s, to either hold these corners, peek these corners, or find a spot to just lay down fire so we can get across. You walking up into a city, you're driving up to a city. Well, most of the time, because you have the big gun, you're going to be, front gunner. You can be hanging off the back of a vehicle. I've personally stood on top in the bed of a truck with my bipod out on dude's truck, scratching the shit out of its paint.
You scratched my car!
But that stuff you're going to be able to do. Some events allow the gunners to actually, be up in the helicopter and you're flying around spraying down at people. A lot of cool experiences, and the gameplay is different when you pick up this role as if you were a sniper or any other role you choose. This role is going to show you a whole new world and a whole new side to Airsoft. So those are my thoughts and my experiences with being your squad gunner. It's an amazing thing. You could definitely give it a try. If there's someone as cool as me out there, they'll loan you their gun for the day. Just don't destroy it. Like someone almost has for me. But those are my thoughts. Those are my tips. Maybe those are my thoughts. That's the stuff I've learned from the years of playing this role. So if you do play this role, or you're looking to play this role, just know it's amazing. It's fun, and you're just badass. So thank you for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, the little bell that sits beside the subscribe button to let you know that we've uploaded a new video, whether it's our podcast or a fast line. Also, there's an upcoming event that sounds badass that the task force crew is definitely going to make it to. It's Radio Silence, hosted by Grimnir Tactical. Go look them up on Instagram. Go to their website. This event's going to be just so awesome. If you can make it, get signed up. It's going to be an awesome event. We're very excited to go and be there. And once again, thank you for watching. Peace.